After the collapse of the First Korean Kingdom, Gojoseon, China established 4 commanderies in the former territory of Gojoseon. In the meantime, hundreds of new Korean tribal states were founded across the Korean peninsula. Hi, my name is Das. Continuing from the last video, I'd like to talk about Korean tribal states this time. Stay tuned. The 4 Chinese commanderies were destroyed or moved in several years because Koreans fiercely resisted the Han Dynasty. Among the new tribal states, Buyo was the most remarkable.
Wow.
Buyo was founded during the 3rd or 2nd century BCE, even before Gojoseon collapsed, in the northern plain area. Buyo relied not only livestock but also on agriculture for their livelihood. And in the 1st century BCE, they declared themselves a kingdom. Even though they declared themselves a kingdom, the royal authority of Buyo was very unstable. The kings of Buyo were elected by the nobles, each representing one of 4 aristocratic groups, symbolized by the horse, cow, pig, and dog. If the harvest was too bad, or the war didn't go well, the kings often got kicked out of the throne. And in some cases, some kings were even executed as decided by noble council. Unlike Gojoseon, they maintained a good relationship with China, but had a bad relationship against northern nomads. At the basin of Amrokgang River, Goguryeo was founded in the 37 BCE by Jumong and his followers. The founder of Goguryeo, Jumong, was originally born in Buyo. According to the birth myth of him, Jumong was a stepson of the king of Buyo. Ever since he was born, he's been good at everything, but he was especially talented in archery. His stepbrothers were so jealous of him and planned to assassinate him. So, as soon as he grew up, Jumong escaped Buyo with his group and settled down around Amrokgang River. As you can see, the foundation of Goguryeo was not that easy even before start. To survive in times of turmoil, Goguryeo didn't shy away from fighting against neighboring states. To occupy more plain area, they competed with Buyo and China very often. Goguryeo was a huge threat for the neighboring states, so their reputation from other states were abysmal. Because of frequent wars, having enough young men to work became really important for commoners. That's why men of Goguryeo normally worked for their future wife's family before getting married, and they could only marry once they became adults. Let's go to the East Coast now. There were 2 small states in the East Coast. They were called Donghae and Okja. From some historical records, both of them had strong infantry, and their infantry were well known for using long spears. Let me introduce the southern one, Donghae, first. In Donghae, every clan in the state treated each other with respect, and to show their mutual respect, it was strictly prohibited to cross into the lands of other villagers. If someone in the village break the rule, and then they should have compensated with cows or horses. The northern one, Okja, also had unique customs. When someone died, instead of burying the dead body immediately, they let it decay over time. Because the land of them was too rough to dig, and even though they buried the body as soon as someone is dead, it didn't decay that well. And in Okja, women worked for their future husband family before getting married. It was the opposite of Goguryeo. Whatever they did, both show just how important manpower was back in the day. What about the southern part of the peninsula? What was happening in there? Do you remember the story that Wiman dethroned the king of Gojoseon in the last video? The name of king was Jun. According to some legend, after King Jun was dethroned, he ran away from Gojoseon and settled down in the southern state named Jin. Soon, he declared himself a king of Han tribe. In the last video, I said ancient Koreans were considered to be the union of three tribes: Ye, Mek, Han. I already explained about Ye and Mek, but didn't mention about Han. But here they are. At the very first time, the southern area of the peninsula was called Jin, but for some unknown reason, since around the time when Gojoseon collapsed, it was divided into three and called Saman, which means three Han. Each three were the union of tribal states respectively. And the biggest states kings from the biggest union, Mahan, would call themselves the king of Jin. In Saman, there was a unique custom. Even though a thief snuck into the territory of chief priest, people could not chase the thief anymore. That means since the time, religion and politics were completely separated. It's very remarkable because in Gojoseon era, they were not divided at all. So the kings of Gojoseon also worked as a chief priest. As time passed, it reached around the beginning of the Common Era. Some tribal states named Baekje, Silla, Kaya rose up among the others. And a new era was about to begin.